Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division 2 video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you game 1 of a best of 5 between Gonzo and Karma in the grand final in season 3 of the Steel Division 2 League. I am so excited to show this to you guys today and for the games to come. Today they're going to be playing on Shchedrin, and both players have decided to play on the allied side. On our left in the red team we have Gonzo using the 26th Guards rifles and the flatline deployment type. And on our right in the blue team we have Karma using the 7th Mechanized core and the Vanguard deployment type. So both these players have come a very long way. Gonzo seeded high in his group, managed to get into the semi-finals and beat Presta John to get to the final. Karma's had to come a bit further. Didn't seed so highly, had to go through Sean and Pixie to get to the final, but a very, very good player indeed. Both of these players, fantastic, and I'm just super excited to bring this to you guys. But we are already off, but over on the left, let's have a quick look at what the deployments are. So PTRS, we got 3 snipers, actually make that 5 snipers. The second or third flamer, actually that's only 1 flamer there, interesting. And a leader following that up, we got 4 Gavardia and an Avto, and an IS-1 following that up on the top side. Towards the middle, 3 Flamers and an OB, going to be an Avto following that up as well, and another OB with a KV-1E. Into the town, we have 2 Gavardia, 4 Avtos, a leader, and the PTRS. Those Avtos all coming in at 2-star veterancy. Looks like he's going to try and make them 3-star veterancy with that leader. 2 Flamers for Calm on the bottom side. All units of Strauki. One of them is a Strauki DP, Razvidka, AT gun for the bottom side. On the top, infantry guns unloaded early, 4 units of flamers heading up the hill, with Strauki SVT at their back, and standard Strauki squads with the VZ Vod Razvidka, 37mm, T-34, 76, ISU 122, and the SG coming up there as well. But the 5 snipers, I'm not sure Karma really expected this. The infantry gun has managed to kill off 1. The Strauki is under pressure, the infantry gun is as well, PE3 coming in with the bombs there. They are 2 100kg bombs, going to be taking out one of those sniper squads and keeping that in the sky so that he can face off against the Yak-9. The idea being is that if he keeps that in the sky, he can probably do some serious damage to it with the rear guns as long as he just keeps turning in a circle. He also has the 37mm that might actually shoot down the Yak-9. Gonzo's going to have to back off from that engagement. Karma's going to get out with his bomber nicely. So we're already off to a fast and furious start. These snipers are going to have to be pretty careful. The T-34 going to make short work of those. But 3-star Avtos now coming into the engagement with the Flamer squad. So the triple Flamer squad has managed to pin down the Avto pretty quickly, but with the Flamer on the side of Gonzo backing that up and the sniper picking them off, that should be cleaned out nicely. Sniper gets killed off because it revealed itself firing those shots. Meanwhile on the bottom side, Gavardia engaging the Strauki. The Strauki actually got placed into the church. That is a bit of a mistake by Karma. Very easy for units to be spotted there. Only good for really high stealth units. Another PE3 coming in with the 2 100kg bombs. Does manage to wipe out the Avtos and the Flamer squad, leaving just the Gavardia on the top side. Strauki now engaging the Gavardia at a distance. The Strauki on the side of Karma do have the advantage. That's because they are in heavy cover, whilst Gonzo's units are not. The leader does go down. Looks like Karma took that out to get rid of some of the extra veterancy on those Gavardia units. Not much else happening on the bottom side now that infantry squad got taken out. Both players happy with their positioning so far. This top side though is not looking too good for Karma, and I didn't really have much time to talk about the deployment types, but with Karma using a Vanguard, he's going to want to get a strong advantage in phase A and then follow that through as fast as possible in phase B before Gonzo can really get that income advantage in the late game with the flatline. Also, flatline deployment types tend to build more to the late game with extra infantry in the late game available. So Karma is going to want to basically win the game before he runs out of his own infantry. So that's what we're going to be looking at here. Just Karma probably going very, very aggressive to try and make as much ground as quickly as possible. Now, the advancement of the ISU 122 has forced the IS-1 to be a bit more cautious on the open ground, which is good for Karma. Might also allow him to be sneaky with the Resvitka squad up here. It does have a bazooka, so if the IS-1 gets a little too close supporting the infantry nearby, he can maybe pick it off. We'll have to wait and see. In terms of the 26th, they do have lots of tools, especially the IS-1 there. It's one of their specialties. They do have a lot of IL-2s. We haven't really seen many of them come in yet, but there is the possibility for the IL-2-37. I think Karma was expecting that, obviously brought in the 37 behind his tanks very early on, right from the start. So, has that covered. On the side of Karma, he has a very aggressive medium tank division, supported by the big guns like the ISU-122s to deal with larger targets. So that's what's allowing him to have quite a lot of pressure here at the moment. Becker does go down there. PTRS takes that out nicely. A sneaky PTRS in that building, because it looks like obviously this is in favor of Karma due to the map, but the PTRS going to get a second kill. Is it going to get a third? It does. PTRS, very fast reload time. I think it has like a decent magazine, so it can shoot multiple vehicles one after the other. Nicely done. T-34 was forced to fall back. The IS-2 did get a shot in there. Didn't manage to get the kill, but the Strelki now under fire from the IS-1. The IS-1 does have the 2 machine guns plus the HE, so it does provide a decent amount of support against this infantry. The Strelki SVT there still going to be doing some significant damage from the heavy cover, and the T-34's moving up so that it can engage as well out of line of sight of the IS-2. This is really, really sneaky here. The Resvitka squad did get killed. IS-1, will it get the shot off? No, it won't. T-34 gets out of there alive. PE-3 takes out one of the Gavardia. Second PE-3 does not actually get its bombs off. M15 was brought in on the backside by Gonzo earlier, so that might end up shooting down one of these PE-3s. Gonzo's probably specifically targeting the one that's already taken more damage. You can generally tell by the oil leak that comes out of the aircraft. Yak 9 would have liked to follow, but not over the 37mm AA. 45mm AT gun up on the hill, going to be engaging these T-34s. Nice bailout there. IS-1 on this side, going to be engaging the T-34s as they head up the hill. That's the 1942 variant with the extra 90 mils of frontal armor. Going to go down very quickly to the IS-1 though. Can shrug that off. Just take it out. 2 infantry guns up on the top. Will certainly help any infantry advance across the open. We're losing Karma's infantry early to that PTRS. Really hampered his ability to push sooner. So that's why we're only just seeing it now, even though we are 7 minutes into Phase A and he has the Vanguard deployment type. So you'd expect him to be a little bit faster than this. But another Gavardia squad going to go down. Karma securing more ground as the second 37mm is now on the ground, high ground there with Karma. The IS-1 is still hidden. Looks like it might go for a shot onto the ISU-122 unless Gonzo's not paying attention. Oh, Gonzo there getting lucky, I would say, that his IS-1 did not get taken out by the ISU-122 just yet. The second shot will be going off shortly. Oh, they traded the IS-1 for the ISU-122. Roughly even in terms of points, but the 26th doesn't get anything heavier than an IS-1 throughout the game. The only thing that he would otherwise get is the KV-85s, which we might see later on. Transport snipe from the 45mm does force Gonzo to unload his Gavardia early on. Nice positioning from Karma there, getting that up on the high ground. And the other thing we saw was the Resvitka. Another Resvitka squad came up here, took out the KV-1, so that's going to allow the T-34-76 to push through, and it looks like Karma's infantry is just going to be going for the next flag capture here. 14-10 now. Not a significant lead, no double tick just yet, but in terms of overall map presence, this is a very tough position for Gonzo to push Karma out of. And that's going to help Karma in the late game when he's the one at a disadvantage, especially in terms of income. Nothing going on just yet at the bottom of the map. Looks like Gonzo is going to be bringing infantry on the bottom side spawn roads, but moving them up to the center so that he can secure his high ground. M15 going to actually be a really good tool for melting some of these infantry squads. The 2 machine guns plus the 37 do a lot of damage at this sort of range. Gvardia squads on the top are slowly but surely being picked off. The Razvedka squad under fire from the KV-1E though. The Razvedka might go down. Yak 9 coming in with the bombs to try and take out some of these Thraki DP. Lovely bombing strike, but goes down straight away to the AA. P40 is coming in for the strafing run onto the M15 as the P3 comes in for the bombing strike, and that's going to be a kill onto the AA. Gonzo's going to have a limited amount of that AA available. I think in Phase A you can only get 1 of them, so that's quite significant. We are going to see a T-34 go down there. Unsurrendered infantry squad. P40 potentially looking for some more strafing runs, but lovely kill onto the M15 not only prevents Gonzo from stopping the air attack of Karma, but also removes that ability to take out a lot of this infantry quickly. ISU 152 is now going to be the choice unit for Gonzo. Looking for some infantry kills, I suspect. Going to want to do as much damage as possible. Strauki in the open taking a massive hit there. Avtos going to be forced back. Double IG, or double infantry gun. Double SG-43 doing plenty of damage there. AV-1E going to be going down. I believe that was to the 45mm here. Got hit by the APCR at close range. Strauki DP moving up. They're going to do a lot of damage to the OB very quickly. Gonzo's losing a lot of support weapons here, a lot of points going down. Gvardia slowly but surely working their way through the Strauki SVT. Karma is going to want to reinforce that town sooner than later. Although with the ISU 152 in position, it is going to make it hard for Karma to move up his medium armor. He is also waiting on Phase B for an ISU 122, which is now on the way because we're 11 minutes into the game. So another M15 was able to be purchased by Gonzo. Again, we are in Phase B now, so he probably has another 1 of those available. I think you get 1 in Phase A and 2 in Phase B for those M15s. They are probably one of the stronger anti-aircraft that you can get on the side of the 26th. Strauki SVT still holding strong in that town on the top side. On the high ground, Avto's making some ground. Strauki DP go down, takes out the AT gun, starting to get some better presence up here. Whilst the Gvardia continue the engagement with the Strauki DP. Karma's trying to get some reinforcements up the hill, but it's going to be tough for the Vizivod and the Strauki SVT to take on the Avtos. KV-1E, ISU 152. Do they both have line of sight onto the T-34? I would assume so. Either way, bombing strike comes in, takes the Gvardia squad in the center down to 5 men. Double SG, double IG going to be engaging again. Meanwhile, on the bottom side, Gonzo's looking for an attack here instead. Going to be bringing in the M15 to support the bottom side. 122 more off map to help pin down a lot of this infantry. And then we'll most likely be making a push to try and gain some ground. Here goes the Avtos pushing in for that bottom side, trying to take away Karma's ability to focus on the top side. Try and make Karma instead have to focus on the bottom side. And Karma's already started to reinforce this, probably saw the off map coming down and therefore preemptively brought in some reinforcements. But a lot of Karma's infantry is in trouble right here. A lot of this is pinned down, and the Avtos lucky to be alive. The KV-1E did get a shot off there. Avtos versus Avtos in the center, but Karma's Avtos do have that extra veterancy that's going to make all the difference in that sort of engagement. Bad foes moving up. If they can get line of sight on some of this infantry, they will hit them very hard. Ognematiki going to go down. Did manage to get the flames to unseat the Avto from that building. Avtos versus Avtos, 2-star versus 2-star, but with the support from the Strauki, that will make a little bit of a difference. Gonzos of Avtos do manage to clean up the Avtos of Karma. 45 mils forced to unload. In a very precarious position here, right in front of 37mm AA and the ISU 122. I think Gonzo had planned to get them up on the hill so that he could find some side shots, but instead they're going to be caught in the open, taken out. Gvardia now on their own as 2 more Avtos of Karma move into the forest up there. Another set of off-map coming down on the bottom side. KV-1E though, providing nice support at close range. Oh, the 45mm there going for the side shot. Doesn't quite get it. Going to be holding fire now. Every time the KV-1E shows side armor, it's going to be trying to fire. Karma, with Gonzo's sort of counterplay towards the center, he's broken that down and now taken his prize with the flag on the hill. Gonzo does currently have 13 to 12. That is due to this Avto capturing the far right side of the town here and the hill currently. So Gonzo is slowing down Karma's play, which will open up a late game scenario which Gonzo is more likely to win due to the flatline deployment type. Gavardia taking hits from the PE3 here, P40 coming in for the engagement onto the Yak-9. I think Gonzo is just going to commit. But the P40 is not really having any of that M15. It shrugged it off quite nicely with the landing gear damaged. But surely that's going to go down. Note the PE3 going to be the target, but the OB has already died. Yak-9 can't get on target. Surely Karma can't get that kill. Oh, the M15 saving the day might also be able to hit this PE3 quite hard, especially with the help of the Yak-9. Lovely stuff there from Gonzo. Does make sure that the fighter goes down, doesn't kill his own fighter, but meanwhile on the top side, things are looking very dicey indeed for Gonzo. He's got 2 units of infantry, the KV-1E, the ISU-152, and the off-map almost got sniped by the 45mm. So now he's going to be putting that off map on top of the ISU-152. Karma, meanwhile, on the bottom side, has brought in his 203mm off map to hit the town. So both players are going to be opting to use off map to gain an advantage in this town scenario. It's quite common. In this case, Karma's off map is probably going to clean up quite a few infantry squads, but not going to hit Gonzo's Sturmoviki. Now, the Sturmoviki on the 26th are pretty important squads. They're very, very strong close-range infantry with the 6 submachine guns and the flamers. But the off-map seems to have done the trick. It also killed the off-map vehicle there, which was a big hit, because I'm not sure that Gonzo had used... Actually, I think that's his 3rd strike there from the off-map, so I think it's okay. But either way, not a... well, pretty lucky, I guess, for Karma to pick that off. Oh, the Strelki there, getting the better of the KV-1E. The KV-1E moves up without infantry support, and that leaves it in a very tough position. Off-map does come down here, doesn't do too much to the ISU-122S with that frontal armor. The suppression from that off-map is not too high. Avto's here being hit currently by 2 Su-85s and the KV-1E. They're going to want to move closer to avoid some of that fire if Gonzo is paying attention to that side. I think at the moment he's probably more likely preparing his attack in the center. Karma's off map, again well placed, will be able to hit quite a lot of this infantry. And these Sturmoviki, they've come in. They managed to have a little bit of an engagement, but they haven't done too much damage, and one of them's just kind of stood in the open at the moment, not doing too much. Very uncharacteristic of Gonzo to be in this position, and I think he's certainly struggling under pressure. His micro not quite as good as usual. Now the off-map coming down, let's see how much damage that can do. Hasn't quite hit the mark where it needed to just yet. No direct hits onto infantry. Does take out the KV-1E though. That's a good kill, because a lot of this infantry is going to struggle to deal with the armor at range. Well, I'm surprised to see the Su-85s being committed to a town engagement. I expected them to move around the bottom side of the town potentially. In a town, they don't have any machine guns. They only have their HE on their main gun. They are pretty good at aiming fast, and they do have, I guess, the ability to reload quickly with their AP and APCR if they bump into enemy tanks. But in this scenario, they're just not that great fire support compared to something like a KV or a T-34. T-34 is going to start to engage the Gavardia here. 2 SGs further back still haven't moved forwards. The infantry gun hasn't moved forwards. One of them has. Surprised to not see those SGs move forwards though. Also, the fact that this hasn't been cleaned out yet is a little worrying, because that can create like kind of odd salience if the flamers, for example, were to move further towards this flag. Karma would be making life more difficult on himself. So Those two... Oh, wow. I did not expect that. I thought they were going to unload, but nope. Karma just suicides his Studebackers, gets his Avtos surrendered. That was a bit of a mistake there from Karma. Again, very uncharacteristic play from both of these players so far. They're both extremely good at the game. And to see these little micro mistakes just shows how much pressure they are putting each other under. D3 is trying to get away. Yak9 coming in for the kill there. Off map is going to be landing shortly onto the 37. So the Yak9 might get away with going this deep, but I very much doubt it. Those 37s, once they start opening up again, I think that Yak9 is going to go down. We'll keep an eye on that. It does go down. Off map coming down onto the bottom side now as Karma continues his push. I think the abundance of infantry here from Karma is really making a difference. He's outnumbering Gonzo. Su-85 though does go down against the T-34 at close range. These T-34s can easily kill Su-85s. Nice gun jam though. Traded blows. The gun jam on the T-34E makes that completely useless. The T-34E here will be able to reload faster. The Su-85 very slow reload time, and well, as I thought that Karma was getting the better of things, this off-map seems to have landed in the favor of Gonzo now. And yeah, Karma kind of shot himself in the foot. A couple artillery shots landed near his infantry, allowed surrenders from Gonzo, and now Gonzo's spreading out to secure the town. Now Karma's going to be bringing in some T-34 76s, followed up by 3 Strelki and a couple of Avtos. He's going to really want to try and re-secure some of these flags on the bottom side, since it's getting into phase C now. And this is a dangerous position for Karma to be in, especially with a little comeback for Gonzo in the town. That is not very good. I think Karma still has a really good position up on the hill. It looks like the T-34s traded in the center, one going down on each side. Avtos finally clean out the Flamer squad there, stopping Gonzo from capturing any flags, but back to 12-12 as Gonzo controls the town now completely. Strelki are actually getting pretty close to the T-34. T-34 is going to be backing off. Nice kill from the T-34 though to finish off the KV. It's a good kill there. We're going to see one of the T-34s get killed off almost immediately by the Gavaria. Now the health of these squads is going to make a big difference in these engagements. 4 men versus 11. Also the veterancy. We can't ignore that. 1-star veterancy for the Strelki. No veterancy on the Gavaria. This infantry guns started to go to work on these Gavaria squads in the center, forcing those back. It's going to make it very difficult for Gonzo to make a push here, but he does have the 2 T-34Es covering the bottom side of this hill, so we'll be able to get a couple into the heavy cover there. The Avtos might be able to do some serious damage, but against 2 Gavaria squads outnumbered, the Avtos may struggle. AA now coming in on the bottom side. Looks like Karma's going to want to go for some bombing plays here, and is bringing up the 37 basically to cover his aircraft against enemy fighters. So Gonzo obviously bringing out those Yak-9s. I don't know how many Yak-9s Gonzo has left. Obviously we saw him lose one earlier, but there is still the threat of that. T-34 going for the engagement. T-34E versus T-34 76 1943. The T-34E is a 1942 variant, so it does have the extra armor, but not going to really matter at that range. Whoever fires first is going to win, and Karma had line of sight onto the T-34E before the T-34E had line of sight onto his T-34, so Karma wins that engagement and will continue to provide fire support to his units. KV-85. This KV-85 could very easily move up on this low ground here and cover off some of these spawn roads. That might not be a bad idea whilst the infantry continues the engagement. Because all you got to do then is just whittle down what's in the town, take it over, and then continue to have the KV-85 cover. Because I don't think Karma really has too much more that can deal with that. Well, saying that, he's got another ASU-122. That's probably the last one that we're going to see, because he had one in Phase A, which you can only get 1 on a card. In Phase B, you can get 2. And we see the one on the top side still there, and the one on the bottom side. PE3 coming in with that bombing strike as we expected. Yak9 also coming in with a bombing strike on the side of Gonzo. Going to try and kill off the Strelki there. Gets very low though, very close to the 37 mil. And the closer those bombers get to the AA, the more likely they are to get shot down. The P3 does have a little more resilience, but is also going to go down. AA working on the side of both players. But Gonzo struggling now. 9 flags. 15 on the side of Karma as he gains back ground in the town. This is now a double tick. 8 minutes left on the match. Karma surprisingly keeping up the momentum into the end of Phase B. And this is causing big problems for Gonzo right now. ISU-122 is going to cover the open ground as well, basically stopping the play of the KV-85. KV-85 will be able to deal with the T-34's close range though. Gavardia going to be dealing with that though instead. Sturmoviki taking on Avtos. Oh, Sturmoviki just going down before the Avtos get pinned. That is a big loss there for Karma. Or for Gonzo, sorry. Because if he'd taken out those Avtos, he would have stopped the cap onto this flag. Again, double tick is a big problem right now. It means he's losing tickets at twice the normal rate. The Gavardi are now engaging the Strelki. Double SGs further back. I think at this point, Karma's probably happy that he didn't, because every time these Gavardia try and push out, they just take an abundance of fire there. E34E now moving up though, and those 2 SGs are in trouble. So, more Strelki DP moving up to the center. And lots of Strelki now moving into the bottom side. It looks like Gonzo and his Gavardia has started to overwhelm the Strelki of Karma. We started to see like the infantry squads get pinned down as Karma tried to push up. Now it's back to 12 to 12. Again, Gonzo should have more availability in the late game with the flatline deployment type, but Karma obviously has plenty left in the tank. So IG here, quite happy to just pick off all of the infantry in the open. We'll do so pretty quickly. Oh, ISU-122 actually ended up engaging the KV-85. Lovely kill there. Does manage to take it out. Strelki have unloaded, starting to move up onto these Gavardia. Now we have an advantage though for Gonzo in terms of leadership. He's got his commander back here with the leader, and that's providing the 2-star veterancy to some of these Gavardia squads in the town. A couple of them aren't benefiting from that just yet, but that will help once the rest of the Strelki start to engage. T-34E again just helping out with these engagements. Both of the SGs on the high ground got taken out. IG did finish off the Gavardia there. 2 T-34s taking out 1 T-34. Nice easy kill there. Didn't even have to trade a T-34 in that situation. Now these T-34s free to just wail on those infantry units in the middle. However, in the town, I think the numbers of these squads, the numbers left in these squads, has made a big difference in this engagement. And Karma's managed to concentrate his forces so that he's always overwhelming each individual squad rather than having to fight multiple at once. If Gonzo was pushing up, say, another 3 squads here, then it would be more or less even. But at the moment, it's pretty damn close. Strelki. Oh, nice moves here from Gonzo. Gets to Sturmoviki nice and close. Takes someone as Strelki. KV-1E would like to continue the support, but the Strelki obviously moving around on the road here does force that to move back. Sturmoviki finish off another squad. He's going to be moving up towards this Strelki, but they're going to be engaging with the Mozins soon, so I think that Sturmoviki is probably dead. This one's perfectly fine though. We'll be able to prevent that flag capture on the side of Karma. 45 mil now engaging the ISU-122 from range. The ISU-122 probably doesn't want to sit in that position, just because the T-34 is coming at it from its side. The ISU-122 does have a transmission damage though. Oh, the fire on the move from the T-34E does actually hit the target. Now that would have been a very low percentage chance of hitting, but nicely done by Gonzo there. Karma, I think, getting a little bit too far forwards with that ISU-122. But I don't expect that he thought the T-34Es would be able to push through here, and currently Gonzo's just charging forwards, trying to take as many flags as quickly as possible. Staroki moving into this flag cap are going to bump into the Shchedrin. Shchedrin do manage to kill off one unit before it unloads, and the double tick now goes in favour of Gonzo. Off map though is going to be on the way, the 203mm off map from the KV-1E. Be dropping on the centre of the town. ISU-122 continuing to provide HE support onto these units. The ISU-122 does have pretty damn decent HE support. It does have 3 damage, so it can really do a lot of damage with close range shots if they hit directly. Both the T-34Es here getting taken out by the 45mm AT guns. So Gonzo's aggression did cost him. All of the T-34s that were on this hill have now died. That does give Karma potential pushback, and he has managed to recover his flag in the center, so it's now 13-11 for Karma. T-34 76 1942 just moving straight through where he is about to off map. A little risky there. Shchedrin though getting found by the 37 and the ISU-122, and that's going to go down. Karma really just needs to cancel this and put it further back. Yep, he does so indeed. That could have been very bad if it smashed into his own units there. And for those of you wondering how to cancel your own off-map, you basically have to select the off-map vehicle. It has to be on the field, so if it's an aircraft and it's already evac'd, you can't cancel it. But if it's an infantry squad, well actually there isn't any infantry squads, but if it's a vehicle on the ground, you just have to click on the vehicle. Actually, I don't think you need to click on the vehicle. You just click on the bottom left where the artillery is itself, and then options should come up on the right, and you can click stop, and that will stop your off map. So just a quick tip there for those of you wondering how he did that. Either way, Staroki moving in, 6 more units of Staroki. Now there was me wondering if Karma was going to have a shortage of infantry in the late game, but apparently not. We're 31 minutes into the game and he's still bringing more in. I mean, he must be getting pretty close, but here comes the off map, and that's going to do a lot of damage to Gonzo here. Hits the T-34, takes it out. That was already gun jam, so kind of out of action regardless. Can this do any more serious damage? Because the off-map could kill the M15, it could kill the KV-85. It did kill off the leader, which is quite important, because that was providing the leadership to the KV-85 and the Gavardia nearby. Staroki unloaded and also took out the KV-85, and it looks like on this bottom side, Karma's just managed to walk all the way through. Oh, lovely shot there. Was that the ISU-122? Managed to get a shot through the buildings into the KV-85 as it fell back, and this is a huge push here for Karma. He's absolutely annihilated Gonzo. Both players were pushing backwards and forwards, but a beautiful push here. Going to take out the M15 as well. It's left Gonzo in disarray. The use of that off-map there just completely took out everything that Gonzo had left. Only the commander not under fire, legging it away from this town to Gavardia. KV-85 on the way. That is very decisive for Karma. 14-10. 8 minutes left on the clock. Yak 9 coming in for the bombing strike onto the hill is going to do some damage to the Staroki DP. Allow the VZ VOD to get away. But maybe Gonzo is the one with the infantry availability issues, because we just don't really see much left on the map. It could also just be income as well. The KV-85s do cost quite a lot to bring in, so that can make a pretty big difference to the amount of infantry that you can have on the field at the same time. So where Karma would be buying like one T-34 for 45 points plus a few units of infantry, the KV-85 costs 95 points. So that's a big difference, and it basically means you have a couple less infantry units on the field per tank. T-34 did go down here. I believe one of them did at least. The KV-85 managing to get the shot in there from a distance. OB on the high ground. I will be able to provide some infantry support, which might slow down some of the advance of Karma through the town. But so far, with the amount of infantry in the town, Karma looks like he's managed to get himself a rather cozy position there. Oh, nice engagement now from Karma, bringing in the two T-34s from the high ground, having the 45mm engage from the high ground as well, and the two T-34s shooting from this direction. What he's able to do here is potentially find some side shots. These T-34s need to move further to the right, though, in order for that to happen, because currently I think these are at an angle at which they can probably bounce both. With the T-34 1942 going down on the hill, looks like Karma's going to back off from that engagement. But not going to matter too much. He's now found 16-8 with 3 minutes left on the clock. The commander does go down, so no more 2-star veterancy for Gonzo. KV-1E and ISU-122 take out the OB on the hill here. That's going to be another flag going in favour of Karma very shortly. Things have just gone from bad to worse for Gonzo very, very quickly. He was already losing the town, but that off-map just utterly annihilated him. On this bottom side, I'm not exactly sure that he was ready for it. Snipers, Gavardia, Flamers coming in have made a lot of ground because the T-34s were forced back. The KV-85s, of course, are able to kill off T-34 76s very easily. So that has allowed Gonzo to get these reinforcements across the open ground, but I feel like his control over the flags in this sort of position is fleeting. The SGs can take out the infantry in the open. From the top side, you can probably use infantry there to take out the Gavardia. I guess it really does depend on the tanks in a lot of ways. But Gonzo managing to find a kill onto the T-34 there with the Yak-9. On the bottom, things still looking pretty bad. The KV has died. Looks like the ISU took that out. Gavardia engaging Strauki. Strauki could probably just continue the push. 37's moving up here. So now 1 minute left. Oh, never mind. Gonzo taking back a flag briefly. Yep, these T-34s getting into a position that they can shoot the infantry as it comes up the hill. Nice use of the smoke there by Karma to just avoid the engagement completely with his infantry, allowing the tanks to do the job. This T-34 is pushed all the way through, but is eventually going to get cut off. Has now been. And Gonzo, this T-34 is in trouble. Trying to turn around quickly enough. The T-34's up on the hill. They're going to get the job done. Karma, fantastic play on the bottom side. Really has proved difficult. The IL-237 finally making an appearance for Gonzo. The AA on the top has actually been taken out. So this IL-2 is free to kill off a couple of these. Double kill. Nicely done. Plenty of ammo left. Can probably come around for another run. I want to pick off as many of those as quickly as possible. But with the advantage on the bottom side, looks like it doesn't really matter how many flags Gonzo takes further up. It's going to be over very, very soon. Even with 14-10, not even a double tick. Karma still is very close to victory. Double 37s are able to stop Gonzo from killing the ISU-122 and the KV-1E. Karma just got to hold on for a little bit longer. And he should have this in the bag. There we have it. Karma takes the first game in this best of 5. And if all the games are like that, you can see just why I was so excited to get into this best of 5 grand final. Wow. Karma takes the first game. 38 minutes, 19 seconds, 4,620 kills to 4,050 losses. And I think the KD actually goes to show that Karma was doing exceptionally well. In phase A and B, his KD was pretty decent, I believe, and it allowed him to maintain a lot of ground, especially on the top side, for a serious amount of time. And those things like the AT guns, the 45mm AT guns, when they're picking up T34 kills, they pay themselves off instantly. So if they get a couple of those, then you get some serious value for money, which makes all the difference in a 1v1. It really does. PTRS getting multiple kills there from Gonzo. Nice use of that for sure, but Karma maybe a little bit sleepy not unloading those earlier. M15 did manage to take out a couple of aircraft. Those M15s can be very, very good. I feel like they were a little bit lackluster in this game though. Maybe got a bit unlucky with that. Domoviki, only one of the squads really did a great job. This one did okay. The Shchedrin, they tend to go better into forests than towns, because in towns, anything with a 100-meter range really does struggle. And I think we saw that a lot with like the Avtos in the town getting taken out by the Strelki, the Shchedrin getting taken out by the Strelki. It's just very difficult to micro them unless you have, I guess, an abundance of smoke or something like that. Maybe some flamer squads nearby that have smoke to cover you, or maybe some leaders or something. That's the only way you can really make them work in those sort of mid-range engagement areas. So yeah, nothing spectacular on the side of Gonzo, but on the side of Karma, interested to see these PE3s being used as bombers. Well, at least light bombers, like 2 100-kilogram bombs, very similar to how people use the Tempests or the Focke-Wulfs, for example. But yeah, they seem to work out quite nicely, and also the extra resilience helped them survive against the M15s quite a bit. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that the M15s didn't do as well as they otherwise would have. Striker SVT did okay, but yeah, look at these 45mm guns. This is what I was mentioning about how them getting a couple of kills really does give Karma a lot of value, and he managed to find that. The ISU-122S here managed to kill both of the ISU-152s of Gonzo. Lovely stuff. The off-map was super important for Karma. Really just ripped through that bottom side. The 203mm is very, very powerful. And this ISU-122S also getting 3 KV-85 kills. That's very nice indeed. So it looks like Karma used his ISU-122s very well throughout the game to give him, I guess, space to move around without having to worry about Gonzo's KV-85s or T-34s. And, well, I don't think Gonzo gets many T-34s, like the T-34Es. There's only one card, I think. But it's enough that if you let them stay alive, they can do a lot of damage to your infantry and other support weapons. Either way, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Game 1 of a best of 5 between Gonzo and Karma. If you're not interested, or, well, not excited for the next game, then I guess you're not a Steel Division fan, because this was pretty epic. Like, at the end there, you saw the front line. It was all over the place. And, yeah, incredible aggression from either side, keeping each other on their toes and forcing mistakes out of each other. It's just going to be an absolutely wild ride. But that's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.